a screenplay about music in the transformative years of the 60s going into the 70s, when bands evolved from matching outfits and 3-minute songs for AM radio to LP side-long jams and the Jimi Hendrix Experience. The stories from my book were full of very personal details. Even though my era was 20 years after what he was noodling, our club booked unheralded jazz combos and Depeche Mode cover bands. The stuff that happens in live music venues is timeless, universal. The fights, the drugs, the serious love, the fun sex, the fun love, the serious sex, the laughs, and the screaming, the who gets in and who gets bounced. The whole riotous scene of procedures, both spoken and intuitive, were the human behaviors that he wanted to nail. He offered me money for my book, the non-exclusive rights to my story, meaning I could still sell the exclusive rights if there should ever be an offer, fat chance. Still, I made more money selling him the rights to my book than I did selling copies of the thing. Bill went off to film Pocket Rockets, but kept up with me through calls and many typewritten letters, missives of wandering topics, his themes of the moment, the inevitability of war, is jazz like math, frozen yogurt flavors with what toppings? I wrote him back in fountain pen, typewriters, honestly, because I can match anyone in idiosyncrasy. I received a single-page letter from him that had only this typed on it. What films do you hate? Walk out of. Why? Bill. I wrote him right back. I don't hate any films. Movies are too hard to make to warrant hatred, even when they are turkeys. If a movie is not great, I just wait it out in my seat. It will be over soon enough. Walking out of a movie is a sin. I'm guessing the U.S. Postal Service needed 2 days to deliver my response, and a day was spent getting it to Bill's eyeballs, because 3 days later, Al McTeer called me. Her boss wanted me to get down here pronto and watch him make a movie. The term break was coming up. I had never been to Atlanta, and a movie director was inviting me to see the making of a movie. I teach film studies, but had never witnessed one being made. I flew to Salt Lake City for the connecting flight. You said something I have always thought, Bill said to me when I arrived on the set of Pocket Rockets, somewhere in the endless suburb that is Greater Atlanta. Sure, some movies don't work. Some fail in their intent. But anyone who says they hated a movie is treating a voluntarily shared human experience like a bad red-eye out of LAX. The departure is delayed for hours. There's turbulence that scares even the flight attendants. The guy across from you vomits. They can't serve any food and the booze runs out. You're seated next to twin babies with a colic and you land too late for your meeting in the city. You can hate that. But hating a movie misses the damn point. Would you say you hated the 7th birthday party of your girlfriend's niece or a ball game that went 11 innings and ended 1-0? You hate cake and extra baseball for your money? Hate should be saved for fascism and steamed broccoli that's gone cold. The worst anyone, especially we who take fountain, should ever say about someone else's movie is, well, it was not for me, but actually I found it quite good. Damn a film with faint praise, but never, ever say you hate a movie. Anyone who uses the H word around me is done, gone. Of course, I wrote and directed Albatross. I may be a bit sensitive. Fountain refers to Hollywood's Fountain Avenue. Betty Davis was once asked her advice for actors wanting to make it in Hollywood. She said, take Fountain, meaning as opposed to Sunset or Santa Monica Boulevard or Franklin Avenue. I lingered on the set of Pocket Rockets for 10 days, and over the summer went to Hollywood for some of the film's tedious post-production. Making movies is complicated, maddening, highly technical at times, ephemeral and gossamer at others. Slow as molasses on a Wednesday, but with a gun-to-the-head deadline on a Friday. Imagine a jet plane, the funds for which were held up by Congress, designed by poets, riveted together by musicians, supervised by executives fresh out of business school, to be piloted by wannabes with attention deficiencies. What are the chances that such an aeroplane is going to soar? There you have the making of a movie, at least as I saw it at the Skunk Works. I was not on location for much of the making of A Cellar Full of Sound.